How to overcome procrastination once and for all. Do you often find yourself saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," only to realize that tomorrow has come and gone, and that same task is still sitting there waiting? If so, you're far from alone. Procrastination is something that everyone faces at some point, and for some, it can feel like an endless struggle. But here's the truth. Procrastination isn't about being lazy or unmotivated. It's something much deeper than that. Did you know that procrastination affects around 85% of people regularly? Whether it's avoiding a big project at work, putting off studying for an exam, or delaying simple household chores, procrastination is more common than you might think. And while it feels like an issue with time management or willpower, it's really an emotional challenge that often leaves us stuck in an endless loop of avoidance. But here's the good news. You can break this cycle. You can overcome procrastination once and for all. In this video, I'm going to dive deep into why procrastination happens, what it's really about, and, most importantly, how you can stop procrastinating right now. Stick around until the end, and I'll reveal the one mindset shift that can make a huge difference in how you approach tasks. 1. Understanding why we procrastinate. Before we can stop procrastination, we need to understand why it happens. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a pattern that forms due to how your brain responds to discomfort. You might think that procrastination is about poor time management, but in reality, it's more of an emotional response to a task that feels overwhelming, boring, or even intimidating. Think about it. When you're faced with a big, challenging task, your brain sees it as a threat. It might be the fear of failure, the pressure of perfectionism, or simply a lack of motivation. Your mind naturally tries to avoid that discomfort, so it suggests things like checking social media, watching TV, or even cleaning the house instead. These distractions seem easier than diving into something that might cause anxiety or stress. This is a key point to remember. Procrastination is a coping mechanism. You're not lazy, you're just trying to avoid discomfort. And this cycle can be hard to break because the brain loves comfort and safety, so it will naturally keep seeking ways to avoid tasks that seem difficult or stressful. However, once you understand this, you can begin to change your approach to tasks. Rather than viewing them as obstacles, you can view them as opportunities to practice facing discomfort and moving through it. 2. The power of small steps. One of the best ways to break free from procrastination is to make the task feel smaller. If you've ever avoided doing something because it felt too overwhelming, you know exactly what I mean. A project that feels huge can make you want to shut down before you even start. Here's the secret. Breaking down a task into smaller steps makes it feel less intimidating. Instead of thinking, "I need to finish the entire report today," try saying, "I'll write one paragraph." Or, instead of telling yourself, "I need to study for 2 hours," try, "I'll study for just 10 minutes. These tiny actions are much more achievable, and when you get started, your brain experiences a little burst of momentum. That momentum helps you continue, and suddenly you're deep into the task without feeling that overwhelming weight. This method works because it tricks your brain into seeing the task as more manageable. The idea of working on something for just a few minutes feels safe. As you get started, you start to feel more confident and the resistance fades away. 3. Use the 25-minute rule. Another incredibly effective method to beat procrastination is the Pomodoro technique, also known as the 25-minute rule. This technique is simple yet powerful. You work in focused intervals of 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 25 minutes and commit to focusing solely on the task at hand. Once the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, or 100 minutes of work, take a longer break, around 15-30 minutes. The beauty of the Pomodoro technique is that it helps you stay focused without burning out. Because you know the work will only last for 25 minutes, your brain is more likely to stay engaged. And the small breaks in between give you a chance to reset and avoid feeling fatigue. This method also helps you build consistency. It's easier to commit to 25 minutes than to tell yourself you'll work for hours. You'll find that once you start working, it becomes easier to continue. Plus, after a few Pomodoros, you'll have made significant progress. 4. Changing your self-talk. How you talk to yourself plays a huge role in whether or not you overcome procrastination. Negative self-talk can trap you in a cycle of self-doubt, which only makes procrastination worse. If you constantly tell yourself, "I always procrastinate," or "I'm just lazy," you're reinforcing the idea that you're stuck in this behavior forever. But what if you changed the narrative? Instead of saying, "I'm a procrastinator," try saying, "I'm learning how to get better at taking action." Or instead of, "I can't do this," try, "I'm going to take the next step." These small changes in your language can have a big impact on your mindset. The truth is, you're not defined by the tasks you've delayed in the past. Procrastination is a habit, not an identity. And like any habit, it can be broken. You can teach yourself to focus on taking small actions, and over time, this will create a new habit of productivity. Changing your self-talk doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can start rewiring your brain to think more positively about tasks and challenges. 5. Remove distractions. One of the easiest ways to reduce procrastination is to minimize distractions. If you're constantly being pulled away by your phone, social media, or other people, it's nearly impossible to stay focused on the task at hand. Here are a few simple ways to eliminate distractions. Put your phone in another room or turn off notifications while you work. Use website blockers to prevent access to distracting sites like social media or news websites. Create a clean, quiet workspace where you can focus solely on your work. The goal is to make it as hard as possible to procrastinate. The less temptation you have around you, the easier it is to focus and get the work done. It's like setting yourself up for success by creating an environment that supports your goals. Conclusion. Overcoming procrastination isn't about willpower. It's about understanding why you procrastinate, changing your mindset, and implementing simple strategies to break free from the cycle. Remember, you're not lazy. You're not doomed to procrastinate forever. By taking small steps, using powerful techniques like the Pomodoro method, and changing how you talk to yourself, you can gradually eliminate procrastination from your life. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs a little push, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips like these.